My name is Alyjah Neil. I use they, them pronouns. I'm a two-spirit trans person in the Mohkínstsis Treaty 7 territory. I'm a social worker, story collector, storyteller, and outdoor adventurer.
My name is Blake McLeod. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a Métis non-binary artist. I dabble in a lot of different things: photo, video, printmaking, drawing, painting, radio, kind of you name it. And this queer guy is there doing the damn thing. And my main focus is community and connection.
To be an Indigenous artist means that I am able to embody the role that my community has gifted me.
For me, being an Indigenous person in and of itself is really challenging because I feel like I've come from a long line of erasure, especially when it comes to also being a queer person.
Being able to be an artist and a storyteller in my community allows me to act in reciprocity and authenticity. It allows me to give back the healing and the lessons and teachings that I've been given from my community and give them to our future ancestors.
And so that intersection of indigeneity and being hella queer has been challenging because I feel like no matter what, I'm never enough of any one thing. And so taking those feelings and being able to connect to my community has been ultimately life-saving.
Art allows me to connect to my community and the land in a way that's sacred and transformative. It allows me to connect to myself, which then allows me to connect to my community, to my past, present, and future ancestors.
My connection to my community is so important because it helps me keep making art, keep being this weird Indigenous creative, and knowing that, you know, we have every right to be here and we have every right to say what we want to say. And so that connection is very important.
I need art. I need to be able to create so that I can create connection.
Art has been something that has been a common theme in everything in my life. The constant has always been the messaging of community and connection. And the thing that always changes is the medium. And so I do a lot of different things. I'm a filmmaker, I am a visual artist, I'm a printmaker, I'm an illustrator, I'm a designer, I'm a videographer, musician, I'm a radio host. So I do a lot of different things, but the connecting thread is always that sense of connection and trying to really let people know that you are not alone, because I really wish I had that when I was younger and beforehand. And so I feel really strongly that now, being an artist and being an Indigenous artist, I feel very determined to let people know that they're not alone and that life can be really challenging, but like we're here together, and that's what will keep us going.
My artistic practice is hard to pin down into one medium or topic. I feel like the root of my artistic practice would be wordsmithing. I feel as an Indigenous Cree person, I've lost my language. I do not speak Cree, and so the loss of language is a deep wound in my body and my spirit, and so I've learned to deal with that grief and loss through language and putting words together that offer myself healing but also offer the people around me healing.
The idea is always the first step for me when it comes to making artwork. The idea is what drives everything. I find that I have to connect with what I'm trying to say, and then from that point I'm able to see what avenue I want to go down in terms of execution. And so I feel very fortunate that I've had I've had training in a lot of different fields, and so that way I feel like I have a lot of tools in my arsenal to be able to communicate what I want to say. And so I feel that now more than ever, I'm in a much better spot to say what I want to say. And I really hope that with this project, we're able to really just connect with audiences and really have people know that, yeah, we are here and we have each other.
I think I approach the creation of my work in a way that I'm always looking to see how this can be a gift back to my community. How can this be a way to foster healing in myself and then in turn foster healing in the people around me?
I really feel that with this project, it's a prime example of an opportunity for relationship building, because not only will we be interviewing folks to see what their thoughts are in relation to this project, but also we plan on really sharing it with the community. And like Alyjah already said, it is ultimately a gift.
This whole project, this whole process is an offering to my community. My writing in this Indigiqueer project and process, the writing, the poetry, the journal entries, the photography, it's all, as my mentor calls it, a love letter to our community. And I think that's exactly what it is. So this project started as a way of me processing my experience in post-secondary institutions while doing my various social work degree programs, my diploma, then my bachelor, and then my master's. It was a way for me to cope with the institutional racism, the personal racism, the oppression, the difficulties I was experiencing as a student, an Indigiqueer student, and it kind of just has been snowballing. My journal entries of processing this experience have now snowballed into letters to my community, which is now this project, and we're wanting to create a documentary so that we can show these words and this message to as many people as possible in different forms and different mediums.
I really think that this project it's not something new. It's not a brand new idea. Like, we've all been struggling, but it's new that the people who can make the change are being forced to listen. And so I really hope that with this project that we're able to show, like, yes, these are problems, and they're problems that we can fix if the right people can fix them. And so we as Indigenous folks, we're still going to be here, so please just fix what you need to. But I really think that the community will be able to see that and appreciate that. And I ultimately just really hope that someone's able to see this or read it, or however they gain access to it, and it just gives them a little bit of hope, because I think that that's ultimately what's been fueling us this whole time, and that's really what I want to continue communicating.
I think the biggest piece about this project is that it's centered in relationship. This project came from conversation between me and a mentor I had at school, and I was telling him about my experience, and he told me, you need to write this down. This is going to help somebody someday. And a few years later, here we are creating this opportunity, creating this message and this art form. Yeah, there's so much, there's so many opportunities for relationship development, and there already has been new relationships forming, and I believe that there will be many more to come. My hope is that there's more conversation that starts about being an Indigenous, Indigiqueer student in academia, so that, like, this project came because of things that were missing from my journey and things that were a struggle that made it hard to succeed in academia. And I hope that this project will offer more conversation and more awareness and more meaning to those experiences, because I know I'm not the only one that has that experience, and make it safer and like a space where Indigenous and Indigiqueer students can succeed. This project is essentially a love letter to my Indigiqueer community. It's a screaming invitation to stay alive. I'm still alive. We're still alive. So let's stay here.